talk a bit about drilling acrylic. Now let's say you have your panel printed off, ready to go. You'll have something like this, and you're going to want to drill holes of different sizes. Why different sizes? Because all the components you find have got different diameters. So you've got an encoder, it's got a certain width, a little toggle button, and you've got a little another switch. Now buttons like this are going to need holes of this size, whereas this switch is much smaller, you need a smaller hole, and you can mount them like that. So the question is, how do you drill holes of different sizes on acrylic without it shattering? And the best way I've found to date is to use one of these beauties, which is a step drill bit. And these are, I think they're kind of designed for metal potentially, but they work just as well on acrylic. This is 2mm thick acrylic, and this goes through no problem. Okay, time for a quick demo. What I do is, what I recommend is that you have a piece of wood to protect your surface. Put that down. Here's the piece of acrylic we're going to drill. Place it onto the wood. I've got the drill bit attached, and what we need to be careful of is that we don't put too much downward pressure. Let the drill bit do the work. So I'm just going to literally just holding the drill steady, start off slow and then speed up. Okay, we have the first size hole. Once you have that, obviously keep on going, increase it to the size of the diameter, whatever you need. Top tip, once you've got a few holes like this, you may be tempted to place the acrylic over one of these holes, because it takes a fair bit of time getting through the acrylic and then through the wood. You may be tempted just to drill through on top of one of these existing holes to speed things up. Wouldn't do it, because I've done it and it cracks and splits when you get through the first hole. So I would always focus on a clear piece of wood when you're doing your drilling. Okay, now you know the technique of actually doing the drilling. Another important useful thing I find is to use clamps for your sort of acrylic sandwich. So we've got our bottom layer, let's pretend, here, and we've got our little panel printout that we would have spray mounted onto here, and then let's pretend this is a nice piece of acrylic that then is going to sit on top. Okay, so you've got this sandwich, and we're going to be drilling through. Now, like I said in the previous video, we don't need to glue this acrylic to this printout. It's all going to be held in place by the components. What we do want to do is use these little plastic clamps just to keep everything in place. So these are cheap and cheerful little plastic clamp, but again, we take a piece of wood, place that on top, and then we can drill through. Another useful thing to have is, it's quite hard to get these drill bits centered exactly where you want them. So, for example, in the case of one of these, what I've got is a spare piece of acrylic where I've drilled various size holes for various components, and what I can do is effectively place the pre-drilled hole on top as kind of a template, if you like, on top of where I want to drill, and then use that as a guide, start drilling into it. Once I've made an impression and that's nicely centered, I can then take this away, carry on drilling.